Describe your diet for me.
I would say I mostly eat meats and sugary foods. I do try to eat vegetables when they're available, but I don't put much of an emphasis on it.
Sugary foods, what do you mean by these?
Mm, I often eat ice cream. I had a bunch of jelly beans yesterday and such like that.
I gotcha. Where is your diet lacking?
I would say it's most likely lacking in the vegetable department because I usually eat some with dinner if they're available, but there's many nights and days that I just don't even eat vegetables.
What are your diet strengths?
Um,
Like, where is it strong?
I would say that I definitely get enough fats and sugars, obviously. Um, I also eat meats. I don't. I used to have I had a problem a while back with like not eating enough meat, so now I'm eating more meat. It's a moderate amount of meat, so that helps. So I feel like that's meats are right on what they should be, and I do eat fruits like grapefruits and apples.
Good on you, that's a good thing to do. How high of a priority is your diet in your life?
It's not something I think about every day. If good foods are available for me and they're not like stuff I would just like not be able to swallow. If they're good vegetables and they're there, I'll eat them. But like there are some times where you get like Brussels sprouts or something. I can't even swallow them. It's
So,
like
like, do you ever read nutrition labels or anything like that? Or are you a calorie counter?
I sometimes read them when I'm bored, but I don't usually take into account much of it.
I understand. Oftentimes, people describe their relationships with food as being unhealthy or problematic. How would you describe your relationship with food?
I wouldn't say it's unhealthy. I'm not denying that it couldn't be better, but I am going through, I believe, in this middle stage of my life, as I'm still growing, I would be in the need to eat more calories than later on. So I believe it'll be more of a problem for me down the road, but right now I don't need to worry about it as much as I will in the future.
What makes a person become obese? And why do you think that this happens? Like, what's the science behind it?
I would say that obesity is mostly genetics. There are some people who are just born fat, and there's like they can work hard to get it off, but they'll never really get it all off. And there are some people who are just born skinny, and then even if they get fat, they're still gonna be like,
It's like metabolisms.
yes.
What do you think constitutes an excellent diet? Like, if you saw a person and he or she ate excellently, what would he or she be eating?
I would say probably vegetarian. I believe that most meats and such are right now so full of sugars and fats and oils that they're just bringing you down.
How difficult do you think would be to be one of these highly functioning vegetarians or vegans?
I feel like it'd be very difficult because meats do offer a large assortment of nutrients, but you can still get those with vegetables, but you have to have a wide variety of them. And I don't know if I'd be able to constantly eat the different varieties. So
Yes, a lot of vegetarians and vegans do have to add many supplements to their diets in order to get what they're missing by not eating animal products. Let's say that you perfected your diet according to your standard of perfect. How would your physical condition improve?
I believe I read somewhere that eating vegetables removes body odor, so I feel like it would make my body much more clean. Like the oils I excrete would be less, my acne would go down, and stuff like that.
Well, I spent a month eating on the budget that the typical food stamp recipient utilizes, that and a slight supplement. It took research and sacrifice, but I managed to procure all of my essential nutrients. How does this affect your opinion concerning the fate of a food stamp recipient? When I say essential nutrients, I'm speaking of fats, proteins, carbohydrates, and all macro and micronutrients that the USDA recommends.
I don't think it's too surprising. I know that the government does give a lot of money to the food stamps, and a lot of people think that it's not enough, but I do believe it is because they're not eating the best food.
If you were given the task of nourishing yourself on food stamps, what would your three greatest obstacles be?
I think that my whole life I've been eating out and eating a lot, whereas with food stamps you have to start limiting your budget and limiting what you eat. And I feel like that would be a difficulty because I'd want to eat more than I have to eat at the time. I have to start rationing out my foods. Let's see. Also, I believe that the types of food I would be eating would be lower class, and because you can't necessarily buy the best apples, you have to buy like, and sometimes secondhand apples or such, and that could greatly hinder my diet.
Yes, I understand. Organic's very hard to go by for most foods when you're on a very limited budget. What would your three greatest strengths be?
One strength I believe would be that I am of smaller standing. I'm not obese already, so my body doesn't require as much food, so I'm not eating as much as the next person around. Also, I have access to the internet with my laptop, or if I didn't, I could just go to like down to the local library and then I could use one of their computers and find. There are other people who have done this diet such, so I believe that reading up on some of their journeys could help influence my own.
Wonderful, you're very well spoken, and I appreciate speaking with you. Thank you for your time.
No problem.